Yo, turning intro on.
I like it, the perfume, the smack it, I like it. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the NFT Crypto Crew. It's your boy Gig. I'm in studio with Tyler. We got our other buddy hanging out in here, Austin. Ladies and gentlemen, very big call-in today.
Huge. We've been waiting for this call.
We have Zooks calling in from the Saiba gang. Let's try to get him on the line here, and we'll chat. Really excited about this one.
Yeah, I can't wait. Talk to
Yo,
you.
what's up?
Zooks.
How we doing?
What's going on, man? You hear me well?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Awesome. Well, thanks for calling in on kind of short notice today, man. I've been wanting to see if you wanted to call in, and for a little while. I'm glad you're cool with that.
Yeah, man. Happy to be on. Happy to talk some Saiba, talk some crypto while we're entering the big bad crypto winter.
Yeah.
Sol going down, Bitcoin going down. Oh man.
Yeah, it's a bloodbath out there.
Not only is Sol going down, but they're literally going, like, their performance is going down. Like, they can't even do requests.
Yeah. Did you
going like?
Has it been clogged up lately, or what do you think's going on?
I don't know. I mean, it was operating at like 6 transactions per second yesterday. It's like slower than ETH for some reason. I saw like Holoplex is having a bunch of trouble with getting their bids going and people being able to mint stuff on their store. I saw like a few of the big mints were having issues with on Eden's launchpad because of the transaction issues. I mean, it's gnarly. I haven't tried today, but yesterday I couldn't even like send Sol from one wallet to the other because it was just so congested.
Yeah, that's what I've heard. It's been like crazy. It's crazy that it goes from like being so smooth to the next day it can barely send transactions.
It sucks because like that's one of the reasons that I enjoy Sol and Sol NFTs. I don't have to wait on Tether to transfer to my my account in 45 minutes. I could just send it instantly. But when it does stuff like this, it's like, is it centralized in some way? What's going on there?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if you remember if you guys were in the space at the time, but it must have been September last year. There was that like outage for like it had to be over 12 hours, or it might have even been an entire day. But it was like the network was just down for like a day, and you couldn't do anything. And it was right as I started to trade Sol NFTs, and I remember the first project I minted was Trippy Bunnies functions project, and I had minted one, and it was like a top 10 rarity one or something like that. And I remember I put it up for like not a very large price. And then after I put it up, I read about rarities and stuff, 'cause I was kind of a noob to the space at the time. And to the Solana space at least. And then I realized how rare it was. I was like, oh shit, I gotta go take it off the market. And then Solana went down, and I literally could not take it off the market. And I was like a whole day sitting there, like trying to get it off because I knew that it was such a bad price to list it at.
You could imagine, like, if I don't know how the Discord was, but I could imagine those people going, "Who's got this rank 8 listed for?"
Yeah, exactly. Dude, they must have been licking their chops. I mean, I was like Johnny on the spot. I ended up getting it off in time before anyone snagged it. But man, it was stressful. But yeah, I mean, I think when that happened, there was definitely a lot of criticism of Solana as a network and as a blockchain at that time. And I'm wondering if we're going to see a little bit of Solana FUD coming through. I'm sure the Avalanche folks are going to be.
Yeah, they're going to be. They might be a little happy about this, right?
Yeah, Ethereum is like, ooh, what do you have now if you don't have your transaction speed?
Yeah, and were you? I'm assuming you were, probably building up towards the Saiba gang mint at this time as well, right? You guys were in, planning for like late October, so,
Yeah.
And luckily that went pretty smooth for you guys. Was there any issues with like the mint on on the back end or anything? It seems pretty smooth from from my perspective.
No, it was pretty smooth sailing. I think, I'm trying to think back. I mean, it was smooth as far as mints go. I mean, I've been a part of a few that have been pretty disastrous for sure that I've been on the minting side of.
Yeah.
It was pretty chill. I'll say the tricky part was at the end because originally we had a bigger supply planned.
Yeah.
And we ended up cutting that in half, and we had to be really cognizant of like when the mint was coming to an end, because who knows, like if it had been like 500, so 500 left, and then we just got this crazy spurt when all the devs were asleep or something like that, it would have been pretty gnarly, like with no one able to close it.
Yeah.
So we kind of had to make some on-the-fly adjustments to prevent that sort of thing from happening. But we had Levi and Exiled Apes on the back end. So I mean, that was like as having the A team on the back end. Really, I was never, the reason I wanted to partner with them is because I just didn't want to be nervous on the technical side when it came to minting. So I thought it was fun, man.
Yeah.
It's cool, like everyone watching Moonrank and getting hyped for everyone. It was a good time.
Yeah, I think it went well, man. It was definitely my most fun minting experience.
That was my only one, and it was
super
insane.
Fun. Yeah,
the amount of people were like, it was just like, who's gonna mint the lead? It was sick that, I mean, maybe it was, I don't know if it was coincidence, but the leader was minted at like the last 200 or something, so everyone was going berserk.
It was a coincidence. I mean, we made a pretty, Levi is. He's one of these, extremely high integrity guys on Solana. I mean, to me, he's like, this dude's great. I'm really, it was a pleasure to work with him, and I think he's very idealistic. Like he's not gonna let anyone that he works with, do anything that's frowned upon. I mean, he really enforces best practices, and one of the best practice things that he was saying was you have to make sure that it's completely random. That there's no way that I could put things in a certain order that would, not that I was planning on doing that, but he made sure that we did it the right way. And the right way is to make it completely random. And it just so happened to work out that way, which was fun. It's like a fun little boost at the end.
That's really cool. I think it went well. And, while we have you here, I'm sure there's maybe some people watching who aren't totally familiar with, what the Saiba gang is and what's developing in this NFT project. So, I mean, if you want to, give a brief overview of, what the project is, maybe how you got the idea and how you got this whole thing started, that might help some people understand a little bit.
For sure. I'll give the origin story, and then I'll hit you with the one-liner at the end there for a little sales pitch. So for those listening who don't know, I'm Zooks. I'm the original founder of Saiba Gang. I have been kind of adjacent to the NFT space. I'd paid attention to it for a long time. In the last couple of years, I'm a big gamer, and I feel like gamer and NFT crowds are pretty adjacent. Like if you're really into gaming, you probably knew about NFTs even if you weren't super into them.
Oh yeah.
But then I kind of decided to get some skin in the game midway through last year. I started on ETH, looking around ETH, and I wasn't like big balling or anything, so the gas fees hurt, man, and so
definitely.
I was getting hit with these gas fees. I was like, damn, man, if I want to buy a $200 NFT and gas is $200, I got it. My thing's got to double for me to even wash.
Yeah.
And I was like, this hurts. And I was looking around on YouTube and Twitter and getting really immersed in the space. I mean, if you're an NFT DJ, and you know how it is, you get just sucked in. You're waking up in the middle of the night thinking about NFTs.
It's like a gamble, My
it is. I mean,
like that.
I mean, you just get absorbed in it, right?
Yeah.
And I learned about Solana NFTs, and I was like, okay, Solana, that's cool. Looks like it doesn't have all this gas. Phantom was a lot more usable than MetaMask, in my opinion. It felt a lot nicer to use.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, cool. I noticed that the community was tighter. There wasn't. It didn't really niche. Like it even from now compared to then, it's there are more like clicks within the space, I guess you could say.
Mm-hmm.
There really weren't. I mean, it was just like everyone knew each other. It felt like, and you knew all the projects that were going on. And my favorite NFT project was Oniforce on Ethereum.
Ooh, that's a good one.
And I've loved it. I mean, we kind of talked in chat last night. I love anime. I mean, I've been a weeb since I was a kid. I mean, I've watched so much anime it would make your head spin.
I bet.
And I noticed on Solana, like I said, you really knew about all the projects back in August and September of late last year. You really knew the projects. And there were no anime projects at all at that time on Solana, like none. And I was like, damn, dude, like at that time, I really got into trading and I knew projects in and out. I made, I put in X amount. I must have I made really good returns on my trading because I felt like I really knew what people looked for in projects and stuff like that. And I really got a good handle on everything. I mean, I was obsessed. And I was like, man, I love Oniforce, and I know every project that there is to know. I know all the people too. I mean, Knox and I had DM'd a ton at the time. And I was like, damn, there's nothing like Oniforce on Solana. I can't believe that. I feel like that would do so well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm a programmer by background. I was like, and I've started, businesses myself, and I was like, I feel like I could do this. I feel like I know what the good things about a project are that I look for. I feel like I could just do that. I think I could do it. And so I sought out an artist, and so the art was the very first thing. I was like, I want to make just some cool ass anime style art. And back then, like cyberpunk was it was kind of hot. I mean, I don't know. I just really like cyberpunk style stuff. Like Akira, I think is really cool. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna try and make some like cyberpunk anime style things. And I started to look around about like how I could really make the project unique as well.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, I don't really see any projects that like have a big lore component or like storytelling to them or whatever. They're just like pictures, especially back then on Solana. Solana was, I mean, it's still very young, but it was very young then. And I was like, okay, let me see. I don't see anyone doing this. Like, I would love to really get a storytelling component here. And so I was pretty deep into getting the art ready. Like, it was going pretty well. And it was funny. I was looking out for people who could help me with marketing. And I ran into Jessica, and I was like, I talked to her. I was like, hey, she's great at marketing, and she has a background in marketing. And I was like, hey, I would love to pay you to do some marketing work for us, and have a little consultation or whatever. And we started talking, and I sort of spoke to her about my plans for marketing and like how I would try and get the project off the ground. She's like, honestly, I'm not going to take your money because I don't think there's anything I can do for you. And I was like, wow, like that's a very stand-up thing for you to do. And I was like, tell me about yourself. And she talked about how she, had some publishing background, and she's really into Web3, and she had some ETH project experience and stuff like that. And I was like, do you want to join the team and like help me build out the lore? And she was, after a while for talking, she's like, fuck yeah, let's do this thing. And so she hopped on as our lore writer. And so we started to really, I had like big ideas about Winter Moon City and the Saiba gang and the Kaze. And she was really great at helping me narrow down like more of the specifics. And then she just took the bull by the horns and really ran with it, which was awesome. And to those who have not heard about Saiba Gang, we have just released our first episode of our manga last week, and that's kind of our main focus is creating some cool ass manga to share with everybody, and try and get everyone like really into the story. And I guess the hook that got me interested in this is like, I was like, man, imagine if I contributed to Naruto, and I was like watching or reading Naruto, and I saw a character in Naruto, and I was like, holy shit, I thought of that guy, or like I helped create that character. I mean, that would be the coolest feeling ever, right? So that's really what inspired the whole community lore aspect of it, to try and give that feeling to people of like they're helping to create this, because that's the whole ethos of Web3, right? Is a decentralized creation of things. So this is like a somewhat decentralized way of creating a story. So that's what we went with, and along the way, got some great help from Levi and Exiled Apes, who helped us do the technical implementation, and then we kicked off right around early November. And yeah, it's been a dream come true, like creating the anime, the manga, because I've been into this stuff for so long. It's kind of hard to believe that I'm a part of creating some stuff like that,
Yeah,
so
for me,
it's been rad.
For me, as a consumer of it, I think it was the most unique, idea I've seen in the NFT. It made so much sense, because some people try to make video games out of theirs, which it's almost like they're creating the video game after the NFT. But the manga it kind of makes the most sense, It's the most like budget friendly, at least too,
Yeah, and it's hard. It's hard to make a fun playable game.
Yeah.
That you can incorporate the NFT. Like, it's very difficult and expensive to do that, And I feel like the manga, you guys are hitting a niche that isn't really out there on Solana, like you said, and I think you guys are doing it well. You already got episode 1 out. You got the Kaze collective drop coming out relatively soon, and you guys have been. I think it worked out pretty well with your love for the manga, and then you hooked. You met up with Jessica, and she seems like she really loves to write, and so it seems like you guys really meshed well together and were able to get this whole thing out, and I think it's going pretty well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's cool. It's funny. Jessica and I actually were on a call earlier, and we were talking about it in terms of like getting the Kaze out and getting the manga out and our timeline with sort of the roadmaps that we put out there. And I was like, oh yeah, I forgot on the roadmap we said we'd have the manga out in like 4 to 6 months, and we just have it, it out now. Like I forgot that we kind of like we ended up delivering that a lot quicker than we thought we would. And honestly, I mean, for me, and I think this is the case with most things in Web3. I mean, we're just figuring it out, I mean, I wasn't exactly sure about like how much work or how possible it would be. I mean, I knew it would be possible, but I didn't know the exact mechanics of like getting manga out there like that. And so, I think a lot of projects will overpromise, underdeliver, and so that's why I wanted to be safe and say 4 to 6 months. So I feel pretty good that we've come in pretty under that estimate.
Yeah, I think honestly, some projects I think overpromise a bit, and it could be bad, So I mean, it was a pleasant surprise, to hear that everything was coming out quicker.
Yeah, and you guys have been hitting it all. Like you've been hitting it all out of the park. Like you got the hideouts done, you got the manga released, the Kazes look phenomenal.
Oh yeah,
like the Kazes look really, really cool. Like I'm really pumped for those.
Yeah, I'm fired up about how those are turning out. I might let's see, maybe I do a YouTube exclusive leak for you guys here. What do you think about that?
Okay. Yeah.
I mean, get a leak that's only in this vid. Let me let me pick one out that's pretty sick to have you guys leak.
Yeah, send it over. Send it a picture over.
Yeah, if you want to send me something, I'll get it pulled up here.
Yeah, let's see. Let me get a. This one's pretty sick. Here, I'll give you two, and you can make a call on which one you wanna. Which one you wanna put out?
I'll hide the screen temporarily.
Yeah. A sec. Yeah. Okay, I'll check them out. Yeah, this will be a YouTube. This will help funnel a little people to the YouTube. You know, we're trying to get more people active on the socials.
Yeah.
Twitter, YouTube.
Yeah.
So
for sure. I think that's a pretty cool one, actually. I think.
Yeah, I'll take this. Give me a sec here. Okay, we got a Kaze leak. I kind of want this one.
Did we explain what the Kazes are yet, or no?
Yeah, I mean the Kazes, they're essentially like the villains in Winter Moon City, that the Saiba gang members are gonna have to overthrow and take over eventually as this manga unfolds.
Should I throw it out?
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, do it. They're the main antagonists. Yeah.
Ooh, this one's sick. I need.
Yeah,
this one.
We're kind of going for the whole they're technocratic, very dressed very well versus kind of the punk style of the Saiba gang, and
I really like that. I like that, and the colors pop, like the gold and the eyes, like it really pops out at you. I like that a lot.
It's been cool. I mean, it's been cool to be able to really take our time and make sure that it's as high quality as I can get it. Working with my artists and stuff. So I've been pretty pleased with how that's turned out. And I mean, we've been talking about timelines behind the scenes and hope to get it out sooner than later. I really, my emphasis on considering exactly how we're going to do the drop is the main thing for me is making sure it's put out in a way that's beneficial to Saiba gang holders, right? So, and that's not as simple as you would think, right? Because you would think like, okay, just airdrop one to one, right?
Yeah.
But to me, like, there's a lot more to consider, because if we introduced a burn mechanic, for example, where you burn 2 Saibas to get a Kaze, then the supply of Saibas go down, so that hopefully the price of Saibas go up, and then there's more limited Kaze as well, so hopefully the lower supply will make a price crunch. And so I'm just trying to figure out the exact mechanics of how we're going to do it, so that it hopefully benefits the most Saiba gang holders in the most positive way that we
like
can.
You put a lot of thought and care into that, it makes a lot of sense, because I know there's been other projects that have kind of, community has a very strong feeling about how that goes, and just you having that sensitivity toward that, I mean, just speaks volumes to the project.
Yeah, I think and it's great because I think you guys have been super careful up until this point on making sure everything you get out is, 100% completed and to the best of your abilities. So, whatever route you do take with the supply, obviously, you could burn so you don't run that supply up a lot, which I think is a good mechanism for sure, and it takes some Saibas off the market. It makes them a little. It makes those original Saibas a little more rare. From that original 4444, and then you can also get the Kaze out there at the same time.
And I think the only thing I would add to that is, it's been frustrating in some other projects, the way that they kind of airdrop things, and then it's unclear, I guess, the utility, if any, for other portions. So, for example, would a Saiba after this be more useful for something else? Like, would you need a Saiba and a Kaze? Would you need a Saiba? And I don't necessarily think that has to be spelled out, but I just think it has to be thought about before that initial that burn thing is chosen. No, and I mean, it's the consideration of it's really important to me, right? Because for us, we made it pretty clear from the beginning that the main quote unquote utility for the project is that we want to put out some badass content, right? Like, the content
is the first and foremost utility, I guess you'd say.
Yeah.
And we never were like, we're gonna make a play to earn game, or like we're gonna do this or that. We were like, hey, our main thing here is we want to make a badass manga. And so now that we're putting that out, it kind of frees us up to think of like some more creative ways to, introduce some more things. And I mean, look, like I was before I started Saiba Gang, I was into trading NFTs. I mean, I'm a collector, I'm a trader. So I know that like I have to consider the holders and they, I just have been on the other end of projects where it feels like some of the overarching changes are made without really a care for the holders, right? And I would love to do this in a way that I think will most benefit the holders, right? And
for sure.
I can't control floor price, but I can control things that I hope will make floor price go up, right? So that is a big thing that, and I'm not like ignorant to the fact that that's a very important thing for holders who hold something.
Yeah.
That they want when floor price up. So
exactly.
It's something that I am thinking very carefully about, and I hope that my careful thinking will reflect in some positive action. So
yeah, for sure.
Definitely what I'm considering.
Yeah, because you see so many projects that kind of just go, okay, for every NFT you hold, we're going to airdrop you one, from our next collection, right? And then maybe it temporarily brings the floor price up, but after the drop, everyone kind of starts dumping, and then they start dumping the NFTs they were airdropped, and then the price gets lower and lower and lower, and it just kind of dilutes it to a point where there's not much value there.
Yeah.
So I think the burning is really good, and I'm we're really glad you're thinking about that. One thing one thing I did want to cover, while we have you here before we start to wrap up, one thing I did want to cover was that one of the main things that I think is bringing the community together here in the Saiba Gang is that you guys are taking community driven lore to help shape the Saibaverse and shape where this manga actually goes, which is really cool. Like giving those lore prompts out and letting the actual holders shape the project. I think that's really, really cool and something unique that I haven't really seen yet. So I definitely wanted to like touch on that a little bit, because it's really inclusive.
Yeah.
And you have the ability, if you're willing to put some time in, you have the ability to potentially have a main character in this manga.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I gotta say, I didn't know if people would be into it or not when we sort of originally thought of this whole mechanic. But man, I've been blown away at some of the quality of the submissions that we get. I mean, it's like all these creative writers coming out of the woodworks, man. It's badass. Like I really, really enjoy some of these submissions that come through.
Yeah.
And I'm like, damn, man, like these guys are great.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean that's been a pleasure to facilitate, and Jessica does a great job of curating those and helping to fish out some great answers there. And yeah, I mean it's been a positive experience, I think. And yeah, I mean the whole like if you put in some good work, you can be part of the story. I mean, yeah, that's kind of what we're going for in terms of that's the basis of Web3 stuff, right? Is the holders and the contributors are the people who see some benefit. So exactly. I think it fits right in with that, and that's what we were going for sure.
Yeah, it really does, and I think you guys hit it out of the park with that, because the amount of submissions and the amount of like passionate writing we've seen go into this manga, it's phenomenal, and they're literally shaping the Saibaverse. So I think it's really cool. And I think establishing, I think that you guys are establishing yourselves now in Solana as like the main, the main manga, comic book style NFT project. Yeah. Like I think when we start to get more people flooding into NFTs, it becomes more mainstream. We get, out of this little bear market rut we're in right now. I think once I think once stuff starts flipping back bullish, like I think we see some. Plus, you guys are going to start getting more and more stuff out on Webtoons and do like more marketing. I think when that all starts to like piece together over the next couple months, like I think you guys are in a really good position right now, and I'm really loving what you guys are doing.
Yeah, I hope so, man. I mean, if I could, paint a reality that would happen in the next few months is Solana is mint crazy right now, right? I mean, it feels like late September, early October last year, where it's just like everybody is just pressing mint on everything.
Yeah.
So if we can like, put out the word on Kaze that, hey, we're going to mint X amounts of Kaze. Having some Saibas to burn will guarantee you a free mint and this and that.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully the mint crazy people will turn their eyes over here and be like, wow, an already established project that like they've delivered on their roadmap. They've got some great art. They've got a great team. They've got a great community. Hopefully they'll just eat it right up. We'll see some positive movement from that, and the people that are already holding Saibas, the price goes up, and they can choose to burn or take some profit or whatever they need to do. I mean, that would be a great goal for me. And then, on the side, I'm looking at trying to get some exhibition booths at some upcoming NFT conferences to I meet some of the gang in person and, hopefully make some cool connections at those sorts of things and maybe get some extra eyes on us from some big boys. So,
yeah, for sure.
Stuff like that. I mean, we're trying our hardest to make it badass. So hopefully everybody's been enjoying what we've been putting out, and we're just going to keep on pushing and see if we can rise above it all.
Yeah, everyone I've spoken to about this thinks it's really cool, and we're not super huge on social media, but right now, but like I think every little, not yet, not yet, yeah. But I think every little thing like helps, and we're invested in the project, so we want to help. We want to help you guys. And obviously want to see the price go up, but we want to help the project as a whole, and we plan to continue helping get the word out there. So just little things like this, having you come on the podcast is really great, and we continue to do so. So like we're open for anything. Any ideas or suggestions you have, we're open for it, and we want to help the best for the project.
Hell yeah, man. Well, and likewise. I mean, if I see any opportunities where I can, mention a cool collab where you guys could maybe hop on with other influencers or YouTubers or whatever, I'll try and get you guys hooked up.
Yeah, for sure. We appreciate that, man, and we appreciate everything you've done. I think that was a really good really good overview of the project. It sounds bullish.
It does.
Yeah, man. I'm fired up. I'm hoping to try and when people come up and at the exhibitions, they kind of get the aura and they're like, oh shit, I should have a look.
Yeah.
If you needed to tune into one thing and take away one message about Saiba Gang, if anybody it's their first time hearing about it, we're Saiba Gang. We're an anime-based NFT project on Solana, and we're gonna make the most badass manga that you've seen on any blockchain. So
yes,
stay tuned.
100%.
Agreed.
All right, agreed. Yeah, we agree. I'm about to buy a couple Saibas tonight.
Hell yeah.
All right, dude. Well, thank you for coming on, man. We really, really appreciate it. Anyone else? I'd love to have Jessica on sometime. Let her know. Anyone else in the project? We're open for that. So, thanks for giving us your time tonight. Crack a couple beers.
Yeah,
for sure.
You too.
Yeah, man. I'll talk to you in the Discord in a bit.
Yeah, see you later, Zooks. Thanks, man.
All right, sounds good. Thanks for having me on, guys.
Yeah, man. Talk to you in a bit.
All right, catch you guys later.
Yep, for sure. Guys, bullish interview. This is the NFT Crypto Crew. That was your boy Zooks over at Saiba Gang. Don't forget to check it out. Once again, that's Saiba Gang. Anime, manga-based NFT project. Really fun, really cool community. And as you can see, really chill founder who has the best interest of the community in mind.
Absolutely.
So, guys, check it out. This is the NFT Crypto Crew. I'm your host, Gig. We'll talk to you guys later. Bullish. Very bullish.